Alabama and Georgia kick off Saturday, and it's going to be a big game. But I'll tell you what, the recruiting, the list of visitors, the Alabama and Georgia recruiting class, and some of the guys that they're battling for are going to be there, including maybe one of the biggest targets still available on the defensive side of the football, Justus Terry. We're going to talk about that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Also, don't forget, the injury report is out. Some good news for Alabama. Georgia's going to be missing some of their star players. We'll get into that as well. So like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing started. And I ask you guys to say this with me. Say it loud and proud. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, everybody. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. And again, thank you for being here. Talking about being there this Saturday, Alabama and Georgia kick off. And right out of the chute, I'd say the biggest five-star guy that both of these teams want is defensive lineman Justus Terry, right? He's out of Georgia. He's going to be in town. Everybody thinks that the number 2 or the number 1 defensive lineman and maybe a top 10 prospect overall, depending on what publication you look at, is going to end up with Georgia. But he's still uncommitted. And I know that he really likes Kirby Smart. Kirby's made him a priority. But who knows? The fact that he's coming to this game and that Alabama has an opportunity to show him around, to make him feel comfortable, and who knows what happens in the contest. But this is a big one, and we'll be keeping an eye on that when you talk about a guy that Alabama and Georgia are both fighting over. Now, when you talk about Alabama commitments, many of the top guys are going to be there. 5 stars like Keelon Russell, the quarterback out of Duncanville, Texas, who's having a fantastic senior season. And we knew he would, right? I mean, 2-time state champion, a guy that can throw and run, but he's completing over 70% of his passes this year, and he hasn't thrown an interception yet, which is really impressive. And last check, he had 14 touchdowns. So this is a guy who Alabama kind of snacked away from SMU, brought over. He's got a great offensive line class, guys like Haywood and big Michael Carroll Jr. that are supposed to be there as well. Really exciting group when you talk about our friend Caleb Cunningham. We've had him on the channel. He was at Auburn last week, Cunningham. 5-star wide receiver out of Mississippi. Said, I didn't see what I wanted to see here. He's coming to Bama, and that's really exciting when you talk about someone that can make a difference for Alabama moving forward. So, but all of these guys are going to be recruited. I mean, even when they sign and go to Alabama, they're going to be recruited. A lot of great information when it comes to them just showing up, looking around, and getting a feel for Alabama. Curious to see what their thoughts are going to be on the game day atmosphere. Everybody in college football is going to be there. I mean, this really is a who's who of everybody in the media. Even, former President Trump, who's running for office, is going to be there. So this is a huge game. You talk about the 5-star offensive linemen. They'll have like their whole crew there. Micah DuBose, who is a big-time get for Alabama, from down in South Alabama. He's scheduled to come. So I'm excited about it. I really think that this is what makes these games so big in the recruiting front for Alabama. And also, and according to our friend Andrew Bone at On3, there's some guys that are going to be there that Alabama has a chance to flip. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Hopefully we'll have Bone on the Tailgate show Friday to kind of get into that. But Michigan commit Ivan Taylor is a guy that's supposedly going to be there. Alabama trying to flip. Now that Alabama lost Antonio Coleman and the other guy was Smith to, Derek Smith, who flipped to Auburn. There's some openings there. But maybe they go after those guys after they see kind of what's going on down at Auburn, where the coach is talking bad about the players and the team can't win. Who knows? So it'd be interesting to see, kind of where things shake up there as well. But look for Alabama to try to make some noise on the recruiting front, and this game against Georgia being an opportunity to do that. So we'll keep an eye on it. And again, make sure you check out the Tailgate show, because we try to have Bone on to talk about this stuff, and he's been coming on the radio show forever. So and we'll actually be at Innisfree to record the show Friday from 1 to 4, somewhere in that. We got the Striker Strong golf tournament Jake Coker and I do, and then we're going to swing over there and do the show. So really great calls in Birmingham, and then we'll go there and do the show. But if you guys are around, make sure you swing over and holler at us at Innisfree. The injury report came out, and this is, kind of mandated now. They want you to get the injury report out. Good news for Alabama, and that's that the 3 major injuries that we talked about on here, Quay Russell, Richard Young, and Jeremiah Alexander are all probables, right? So Russell and Alexander, 2 of your linebackers, Young running back. Cole Adams has been practicing. That's a good thing. Malachi Moore, who had the concussions, been practicing, didn't even show up on that list. But Georgia's dealing with some big-time injuries, and the biggest one is that Tate Ratledge isn't going to be there. He's their best offensive lineman. He's their Tyler Booker. So he's out. London Humphreys, their wide receivers, listed as out, and Roderick Robinson, one of the running backs, is out. That doesn't mean that they're not going to have guys with talent to replace them. There's also some other guys like Jordan Hall and Warren Brinson on the defensive line that are questionable or probable, dealing with some injuries. You see these reports that these guys try to play. Who knows how accurate it is or isn't, right? But the good news is, and we can't really speak on the Georgia roster. It's not a team that we cover every day. But to see that Russell is going to be there for Alabama, that Wolf position, Alabama desperately needed him. My friend Clint Lamb kept talking about how important he was to the defense, and going up against Georgia, a team that's going to really make you play disciplined football. If you make a mistake, they're going to take advantage of it. It's going to be a physical game. You know that with the Dogs. To have him back is a good sign for the Crimson Tide. Now, we don't know how effective he's going to be or isn't going to be, but the bottom line is Alabama coming into this game is relatively healthy. All right, thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe. Again, the Striker Strong golf tournament is something that we're going to be at Friday. You guys should check out their website, strikerstrong.org. Robbie Glenn played baseball at Alabama. His son, Striker, has been dealing with a really, really tough disease, Totten Brown Raymond syndrome. It's an atonic brain injury, disease, and it's something that is very rare. But the Glenn family has gone out there. They've organized this golf tournament. They have done a ton of stuff to help other families that are dealing with the same thing, and also just get the word out. Let people know about this rare genetic disease and what it is, and maybe one day we'll get have a cure. But to see Striker, who's been bedridden since he was born, out there dealing with it every day. Robbie will post pictures and has been so strong through this, and his family doing things for a great cause. And we appreciate them. And again, strikerstrong.org is the website, and we appreciate them. The golf tournament's at and I think it's sold out, but it's at Bent Brook Golf Course. And we can't wait. I'm actually going to be in the same cart as Jake Coker. I'm probably going to have to use his golf clubs. Yeah, don't say anything. I'm a terrible golfer, and I sold my clubs recently. Probably have to buy some new ones. Maybe I'll make a couple shots. But hey, Big Sexy Elmo will be back with us tomorrow. But roll tide, everybody. Thanks for kicking it here with us on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow.